Hey, how you doing? Um, Today I want to talk a little bit about the pain of regret and chances missed. I think this is something that a lot of people feel when they've stopped drinking alcohol. Is all the stuff that they could have done, all the things that they did. Um, it's something that affects everybody. That stops most people anyway. For me, it's um, in the beginning. I used to always externalize this guilt feeling. So I'd say, well, I feel guilty because of I wasn't a good enough dad. I feel guilty because of this person or that person, or I didn't do this or do that. But I think most regrets, once you get well into this journey, um, are not about the things that you haven't done for others or the things that you did to others, but the things that you've done to yourself. Although it's laudable to look at other people and to think, well, to think about other people from that perspective. Um, I think it's especially true if you haven't stopped drinking yet, and if you're still doing something which is destructive. It's to look at your future self and to think to yourself, well, where would I be, or where am I going to be in 10 years' time? What is my future self going to look like? And what am I doing now that is affecting my future self? Do you get what I mean? I think that's one of the most important parts of this. Lucille Ball said that she'd something along the lines of, I'd rather regret the things that I've done than the things that I haven't done. And you have to look at that from the perspective of, what does it mean to do the things? If you do things and you try things in life and you fail at things, and they say, well, at least I tried them and they didn't fail. I don't regret not trying that. But if you're doing the same thing over and over again, and your mind is consistently and constantly on this idea of instant gratification, then is that something that you've done? Or is it a way of hiding from life, using alcohol as a crutch to disappear from the things that you want to do? I think that's the biggest regret of all for me. Looking back at all of those years that I drank, all of those years that I spent in pubs, at home in the evening, drinking and getting myself wasted. Or even if I wasn't getting myself wasted, it doesn't matter, because I was doing something which precluded me from doing anything else. When I was drinking, I couldn't go out doing something else. You didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go out walking, or I didn't want to go out exploring or doing anything like that. I didn't want to, when I tried to read or study or do any of those things, it was second rate. Wasn't good enough. Most of the stuff that I tried to read or tried to study would just disappear. The next day it would be gone. I always remember trying to write things when I was drunk and then looking at them the next day and thinking that they were great at the time when I was writing them, thinking, oh, I'm really onto something here. And then looking at the next day thinking, what a pile of shite. So that regret, I think once you get to a certain stage in your life, all regret is a form of punishment, because it's revisiting something that you've done in the past and replaying that over in your head, and usually in a negative way, usually in a way which puts you in a bad light and says, yeah, why do you do this? Why do you do that? The past is the past, and there's nothing you can do about it. So there is really no point in regret, especially if that regret is affecting you. So, you've done something in the past, you're thinking about in the present, and you're punishing yourself, and you want to drink and make yourself forget about those things. That's doing you no good, because it's continuing the cycle of downward spiral, continuing that decline in yourself, in your own abilities to lift yourself back up, in your own self-awareness, in your own self-assessment of of who you are as a person, that core person. Like I've said before, this is there's so many conflicts in life in general. So to have this as one of the biggest conflicts, that your body knows this is something bad for you, you're trying to fight against that because you don't want to look stupid, to yourself. So you block all these things out, and it keeps that negativity going. It keeps that version of yourself going. And our biggest assets in this life are time and money. Time and energy. And money is not an asset. Money is just a means of exchange. Time and energy. And these are two things that, you can use up and you won't get back. The energy that you're using now that your body is using to recuperate itself, to get rid of the alcohol, to try and bring your mind back to some semblance of what it was before you started drinking. Waste of energy, waste of time, because you're going to complete that cycle again and again and again, and you're wasting more and more time. So it's sort of putting a line between where you are now and the past, and saying to yourself, right, well, this is what I've done in the past, but I'm not going to do that in the future. I'm going to do my best now to stop this cycle, to make sure that I don't continue this. That's all I've got for you for today. Just a quick one. Take care of yourself. You know where to find us, as normalhabitsv2.com, over that way. No, that way. And down below is our course, preparation course, which will help you to really step across that line with a much different mindset, much more helpful mindset, and a much more self-confident way of trying to deal with, especially the first few days. But it's something that I would recommend that people revisit, go back to, and if you're 30 days into this, it might help you for the next 30 days to prepare yourself for those next 30 days. All right, take care of yourself, and I will speak to you again very soon. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.